We also have our final 8th grade speech today. So Isabel, I'm going to have you come right back down here. So Isabel Kai.
Good morning, students, faculty, parents, and my fellow 8th graders. My name is Isabel Kai, and I have been here at Clairbourn for the past 3 years. I cannot begin to describe how much these 3 years have meant to me and how thankful I am to have spent them here at Clairbourn. I would first like to start off by thanking my parents for everything they've done for me the past 14 years, from housing and feeding me to driving me to school and putting up with my sporadic phases of different hyperfixations. I would also like to thank all my teachers for shaping me into the person I am today and preparing me for high school, both academically and emotionally. More specifically, I would like to thank Mrs. Barker for everything she's done. She's helped me so much with interviewing, music, and drama. I don't know where I would be without her. I've learned so much from the entire Clairbourn community. Everything from algebra to crafting a thesis to self-worth and emotional vulnerability. Above all, however, these past years have taught me to be present by paying attention, not dwelling on the past, and not fixating on the future. After all, Maya Angelou once said, "Be present in all things and be thankful for all things." During this age of technology and constant distraction, I've learned that we all need to remind ourselves to stay present. During this year's trip to Costa Rica, there was one afternoon when we were at the beach. I remember being so caught up in taking pictures of me and my friends to post on Instagram or send to my family, I almost didn't look up to watch the sunset that served as the background to my photos. It was spectacular, and I almost missed out on watching it in person because I was so focused on capturing something else through the lens of my phone camera. Once in a while, we should all look up from our phones, novels, sketchbooks, and textbooks to pay attention to the people around us. After all, phones, novels, sketchbooks, and textbooks will always be available for you to return to any time. People might not be. Secondly, don't dwell on the past. In 7th grade, I reached a point where the shiny newness of middle school had worn off. Schoolwork had picked up and my mood was less than stellar most days. I started thinking more about the past. I reflected on my 6th grade year, but instead of remembering the good, I fixated on all the ways I had failed or embarrassed myself. I became stagnant. It wasn't until the summer before 8th grade when I finally decided to pull myself out of the memories and keep moving forward. I learned that sometimes when we focus too much on the past, we forget to live. And finally, appreciate the present. This might seem easy to achieve, but I didn't truly understand how until very recently. Looking back, so much of my time was spent waiting. Every Monday, I would wake up and start counting the days until the weekend. The weekend would come and go, and it would be Monday again. The cycle would continue week after week after week. Now, I am hours away from sitting in a chair with my name on it, waiting to be called down to receive my diploma. Thinking back, I wish I'd appreciated those Mondays more. So, to all the younger students out there, be present. Pay attention to your friends, your teachers, and yourself. Don't dwell on the past. Don't dread or yearn for the future. Lastly, appreciate your Mondays. Finally, to the mighty class of 2019. Where do I begin with you guys? The class of 2019 is so supportive and talented in many different ways. We're not perfect, but we aren't expected to be. I remember one time when a group of us, 8th graders with 13 to 14 years of knowledge and experience, argued for circa 15 minutes about where in the world Portugal was. I'm not going to pretend I was the one with the answer, but in the end we found that Portugal is next to Spain, which is next to Italy, which is definitely somewhere in Europe. The point is, we're human. We're not perfect. We've had our ups and our downs, our squabbles and our fights, our highs and our lows. We learn and we grow. We might not all know where Portugal is, but I know that every single one of us has the potential to do great things. Before Clairbourn, I was moving from school to school, district to district, town to town. I'd been to 8 different schools before starting here in 6th grade. All the times I would settle into a new school and introduce myself yet again, it never felt permanent. I made friends, but there was always a nagging voice in the back of my head telling me that pretty soon I would be leaving. At Clairbourn, I finally felt like I found a place for myself. Class of 2019, I don't think I could ever express to you how much I love you all. You're the first group of peers I befriended without the interference of that nagging voice. Thank you so much for simply being present in my life these past 3 years. Thank you for supporting me and putting up with my antics. Any and all conversations with you guys never fail to brighten my day. Thank you for sticking by my side through thick and thin, for being willing to listen to my woes, and for keeping me grounded. I don't know how I survived 11 whole years before meeting you. Without you, I would be left to the whims of natural selection and dead within weeks. You all mean so much to me, and I sincerely believe that every one of you is going to do something incredible. Come August, I will be attending Westridge School, where I will continue my academic career and remind myself to be present. I will miss you all dearly and wish you all the best of luck at your respective high schools and beyond. Congratulations, class of 2019. We did it!